everybody, and welcome to the workshop. I am Frankie Valentine.
I am Sarah Billiot.
I'm Patrick Caleri.
And none of us are sitting in a tin can this week. Yay!
Hooray!
Yay!
I legitimately didn't think my audio was recording last week, so.
You sound the best out of all of us. That first one is like...
Yeah.
I don't know what I did. I've got no tips or tricks, but.
But you are still the masked singer, so we still don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Next time. Well, at this point now it's personal because I didn't care too much the first two times because I'm like, oh, I've got one at work. I'll just bring it home. Now the fact that didn't work really kind of pissed me off. So it's gonna get resolved.
Well, as we do every week, we have a writing prompt, and our writing prompt from last week was, it's open mic night at your local comedy club. Your friends have just dared you to take the stage. Write your opening line and 3 original jokes. In my personal case, I told my friends I do not take the dare, so I had to drink. So I am drunk.
Fair. All right.
I'm just not funny on purpose, so I just skipped it.
I didn't know that was an option.
I just made it up. So I was my novel though, if that helps.
That's fair. No, hey, you did something. I mean, this is the first time I've written legitimately since. I mean, I wrote those few lines last time, but this is the first time I wrote anything of over 200 words in probably a year. So
wow,
it's just been a while. I mean, I love it. There's part of me that's so scared to get back into writing after I've stopped for a long period because I'm like, well, whatever I had is gone. There's no point. Whatever ethereal substance.
It's like riding a bike. The only thing that really changes is the road. So it's fine.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I was thinking to myself, I was struggling with this one because I was like, I don't know what I can write. I'm not funny. And then I thought, well, I mean, the first thing I wrote of significant length was like a parody, so I really don't have any excuses.
Well, if you since yours is in fact up on the Discord, if you want to go ahead and start us off,
alrighty,
welcome to the stage, Patrick.
Oh gosh! All right, let's figure out Discord and get this pulled up. Where weekly rating prompt. All right, here we go. For the life of me, I can't understand why more folks don't get into comedy. Oh, I can't because I'm shy, or I'm just not a natural people person, or I suffer from a crippling agoraphobia that will, at best, drive me into a near fugue state of paralyzing anxiety, and, at worst, lead me to attempt a daring escape from my first set via a combination of bat-like shrieks and arson. Well, ignore all of that. Don't ignore the last one. Seek help. But the beauty of modern comedy is that you don't have to be funny. In fact, a sense of humor can actively work against you. What if your audience has different sensibilities or different customs? Risk in comedy? I think not. No, my friend, the key to success in this sphere is something simple, something obvious, something older than the cuneiform used to write the first your mom joke. What is it, you ask? Find your grift, baby. It's not about being funny for everyone, it's about being funny to Kyle. Kyle may have the worst sense of humor out of anyone you know, but he doesn't know that, and you're not going to let on. Yes, by your 6th recycled Rob Schneider joke, you may feel a bit guilty. You might ask, was this what all of that work was for? All the workshops and bombed sets? To headline my local Chili's twice a quarter? It may feel rough for a while, I won't lie about that. But it will all be worthwhile, because after you've done the hard work, found your core audience of folks you prayed to God you'd never have to associate with after high school, and see those $4 residuals rolling in, you'll come to realize that the magic of comedy was inside you all along. You've become the perfect joke.
Hey, I like it.
Hey.
I love that. Oh,
that was good.
I like that I would say that's best summed up by a Mitch Hedberg joke. You can't please all the people all the time, and all those people were at my show.
That's good. I think we listened when I was growing up. I listened to a lot of. I think it was Brian Regan, or I can't. It was someone that was just a really monotone, straight laced, but like would say the funniest crap. It was like his example was, it's hilarious seeing someone walk into a spider web from a distance because it looks like they just snapped.
There's that one guy. He was in the movie Ghost. He was the guy. It was the ghost that like totally destroyed the thing in the subway. He used to do stand up, and I don't know if this is his joke or if this is Aaron Hansen making fun of his joke, but he's like, at 7 years old, I was born without a face. I'm like, take it, face value. Wah wah. Okay. Sarah, would you like to get on stage, or are you drinking?
I mean, I am drinking. I have to be drinking to do this. But you know what? I wrote the damn thing, so I'm gonna read the damn thing.
Do
All right,
it.
so ladies and gentlemen, our
Don't
next comic comes
here.
to us all the way from the other screen. Please welcome Sarah. Yay!
Okay. So hello everyone. As Frankie just said, my name is Sarah. I am definitely not a comedian and I am not very funny, but I do have lots of anxiety and a self-deprecating sense of humor. So that is why I've been chosen to come up here. Um, but growing up, independence was very important to me. It was something that my father instilled in me as a child, and it's something that I really craved as I got older. Like I was aggressively independent. I fell off of so many things though, like trampolines, bikes, swings. I have a very vivid memory of my older sister trying to drown me in a bathtub. That definitely happened. And also, my younger sister once stabbed. My younger sister. Let me say my joke, Frankie. This is my time.
You give me a visual cue.
My younger sister once stabbed me in the eye with a pencil, but you know, I walked all of it off because I am Miss Independence who needed no one. But as soon as I wish you guys could see Frankie right now.
Oh, I'm so glad you can't. Oh,
Okay.
oh,
As
I'm so
soon as I
sorry.
got a taste of what independence felt like, I'd moved away to South Carolina. I was living alone. I'm taking off the screen. I can't look at you.
Wait, I'll get out of the way. I'll get out of the way. Okay, go.
Okay. As soon as I got a taste of what independence felt like, I'd moved away to South Carolina. I was living alone, away from family and friends. I broke both of my feet falling off of a single step. Yeah, it
Oh my
wasn't a
god.
staircase. It was literally one singular brick step. The universe said, "Screw your independence. Here's a walker." Um, and honestly, I thought that that was my rock bottom because no way it could get worse than that. But then I got pregnant. And it was actually the worst experience of my life. It was very ghetto. Don't recommend. Um, I told myself and my therapist every week that this baby better be worth it. I think you had too much to drink, Frankie.
This is going on the internet. Your son's gonna hear this.
He was worth it. He was.
Okay.
That's good. Hard cut. He was.
He was worth it, but he's also feral. He runs around the house, or I'm sorry, he runs the house, which says a lot more about me than it does him, honestly. But I kind of spend my weekends acting like a dog. Just he points, I fetch. But on top of that, I'm also an immigration paralegal. So I also spend my weekdays explaining to the government why someone should stay in the US. And then I spend my evenings explaining to my son why we don't touch outlets. One of them is better than the other. You can guess which. But honestly, being a mom plus a paralegal only means that one minute I'm drafting a legal brief, and the next minute Liam is naked on the coffee table, pointing at me, screaming. And I'm like, dude, this is like a federal filing deadline. I cannot just but long story short, a lot of people ask me how I work so much and also have a young child. I'm very unwell, and I'm just kind of doing my best. My best my best is honestly just praying he doesn't choke on dog food that he stole from the dog's bowl, and that I don't miss a deadline and destroy a family. You know.
Hey man, that's a second dinner for him. That's your job sorted. Dog and kid at the same time. Please let it be known, I do not currently have my own children. And I do not plan on feeding them dog food. This is all jokes. All jokes. CPS. That was beautiful.
Nice.
I like it. Yay!
You didn't do any stand-up in college?
Absolutely not. It took me the entire drive home to be like, I need to make sure I get this perfect.
That was good.
Thank you.
I like the outlet. That was a good. Yeah. That was a good quick switch.
Especially if he doesn't get it. Real quick switch.
Well, the guy I roomed with in college, my freshman year, he did a lot of, honestly, probably one of the more interesting people I've ever met. He was brilliant in science, but he also did stand-up comedy, and he was good at stand-up. Like he wasn't just trying. And then he also I think he also did like a rap demo with someone at one point. Anyways, very, very multifaceted individual. Two of his jokes that have stuck out to me my whole life has been one where he just said, do you think orphans ever get sad when they go to the store and see the family-sized box of Cheez-Its? They did that one. And then the other one he did was he was talking about a friend of ours from school, and he said, he's like, I've got this friend from Lebanon. He's so hipster. Like he's the worst thing in the world. He's a hipster from the Middle East. He's like, everything you can tell me, I knew about already. Oh, 9/11, I knew about that 2 months before it happened.
I gotta go off the street again. Wait.
Oh, I won't reveal his name just because in case he's actually like in some kind of prestigious academy at this point in his career, but
God, like he's doing cancer research and someone just pulls up and is like, is this
legitimately might be. I mean, brilliant individual.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's been the high water mark that all of my jokes I've compared to, and I'm like, I'm not there yet.
No. Well, because I picked drink and no one else did the prompt, I have to give you 2 props. I am so proud of you guys. I love them both. Thank you so much. And we have one. I have another one. It's from the same book, 400 writing prompts. It is not stand up for next week. I promise, never again. This week's writing prompt: write a poem about the woods and include a mushroom. You can have that mean whatever you want it to mean. You can either write about a mushroom. You can do mushrooms, legal mushrooms, portobello only. Before you read it, I don't like mushrooms because every time I eat them, I get taller. Okay. So.
Wait, you get taller?
Yeah.
I
Dun,
wish I
dun,
had
dun.
that problem. Wait, hang on. Is that a scientifically proven? Do I just need to eat mushrooms? Because
That's a Super Mario joke. It helps if you know I'm short and fat and round. See why I didn't do the stand-up prompt? I'm not
I'm the rube.
oh shit, that's broken. Okay, just finding random things broken on my desk now, and I fixed it. Yay! Anyway, how was your week?
Long. Been a
You
long few
know,
weeks.
it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday, and it feels like it needs to be Friday. Oh my god. It's been
Yeah,
such a long
Sarah,
2 days.
how did people of our temperaments end up in the legal field? I just don't. I'm not understanding how this happened.
I don't know, but I enjoy it. I think it's because it's a lot of writing. I don't know about your job, but it is so much writing. So
That's true.
whenever I can't be, creative, I can at least, write about someone's degree and
No,
why they should, come to the US with this degree and teach people.
yeah, that's
Oh,
fair.
nice.
That's actually, eh, for how brief I was, we were working together. I often doing the administrative stuff, as you know. I mean, it was very much. I didn't see too much of that side of it, and so I can definitely appreciate the more you talk about it. Yeah, that does make sense actually, for especially with someone with your background. I mean, it legalese isn't always fun, but it is. I mean, it does follow its own rules, and I mean, it is fun in a way because you can actually use all of those vocabulary terms that you've learned instead of forcing them into your everyday conversations.
Yeah.
Um,
And
that's
that's why, like, when people say, like, oh, you got an English degree, what are you going to do with that? Like, I understand that getting an English degree is not at the same caliber of getting a doctorate. I'm not trying to be a brain surgeon. Like,
Catherine Connor.
right, right. She's gonna listen to this and be like, I have a doctorate.
You little shits. We're gonna have one comment on every video. I have a doctorate, you little shit. You should have paid attention.
hey, that's engagement.
Yeah.
But yeah, when people are like, I don't understand why you got an English degree, you're not going to do anything with that. I use it literally every day in my field. I am writing every single day, and I enjoy it. Like, I really, really, really enjoy the legal field, especially, the immigration part nowadays. It's crazy. But
Yeah, I mean, that's I the deadline for me, of course, the deadline driven stuff is always a stressor. I'm just someone that's always been, I hate deadlines only because I have missed so many deadlines in my life. And so that the deadline driven aspect to the legal field frustrates me. But to your point, the more I think about it, it's limited some of my job prospects out of college, but I'm very happy with my decision to pursue English as a degree, and especially now when I think you're going to see a very, very sharp decline in people's rhetorical and written abilities. I think it's more important than ever to just be able to make yourself understood, and and for someone like you, Sarah, make other people's stories understood and contextualize them for someone that might not have the background to know what they're reading about.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
And see, I only have to use my degree 9 months out of the year.
Man, you wasted the other three.
I worked on a novel ish. I'm rewriting Thunder
Yeah,
Wolf.
see, you use it professionally for 9 months and then creatively for 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then
yeah.
there's the
Honestly,
3 months during soccer season where I don't use anything. It's like, carry bag of balls, get on 2 bus, get home late, go to bed. That's it. That's all that happens from the beginning of November to the end of January. Kick ball, run fast, go bed. That's it. That's all I do. In between there, I eat some beef jerky and snore. That's it. That's all that happens for 3 months. But no, I didn't realize how much technical writing would play a factor in after school, which is
Mm-hmm.
why I got a creative writing degree. And
Right.
while there was some technical writing peppered in there, because there's always research papers. There
Yep.
was that big 14-page paper in the capstone class.
Mm-hmm.
You took the riot for the capstone class, right?
Did I take the
Michelle
what?
Terrio, the capstone class. Her name was Michelle Terrio, but I called her the riot because that's literally her last name.
No, I took J Udall.
Oh, you took Udall? I took the
Mm-hmm.
riot, who was fantastic, and I took it with our friend Lauren. You remember Lauren? Uh, I don't want to say her last name on online. Wait.
I'm sure I
Yeah, let's
do.
not. We shouldn't. Well, I guess saying we could dox people is kind of overestimating us right now. But
Yes. Oh my
Uh,
gosh, yes, I
yeah,
love her.
yeah, she actually the night before the paper was due at 11:59. She sent a message to the group text. Hey guys, I'm just gonna fail this class. What's your Starbucks order? And she went and bought us all Starbucks and drove around and delivered our Starbucks to us in our dorms so we could all write our papers. And she did. She failed the class. Like,
The
iconic.
capstone class.
yeah, which is freaking. It's ironic and iconic because right now I'm pretty sure she works in journalism. Like
Yeah, she does.
yeah, she runs a newspaper right now, and I'm like, all I had to do was fail, and I could be that successful. What?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
instead, I get told 150 times a day that I'm stupid. Like kids who don't know how to wear their clothes properly. Okay, I feel better. Oosbaba. Oosbaba. I'm a little bitter because we got our welcome back email yesterday, and it took everything I had not to send my principal in response. Yo, we still got 2 weeks. Put a lid on this.
Why are you doing this to
This
me?
is not, yeah, no, you're
Delicious.
not. Yeah, I got 2 weeks of summer left. Keep to yourself.
Don't
Oh
steal these from me.
yeah. like, you get 9 of the 12 months of a year. I get these 2 weeks.
So, do you guys go back like a week before the kids are back, or what's the?
They're opening the school up for us to get in and start putting our rooms together on the 24th because the football team does a lock-in and they're gonna make the football players come and move the stuff from our cars to our classrooms. So I'm
Nice.
definitely, I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that because I got a whole bunch of new crap. Um,
Set them
and
up.
we can oh yeah, like from the 24th to the 31st, we can like do whatever we want, come in and out, that sort of thing. But on the first, professional dress, we have to be at school. We're doing PD. And then the 6th, which is the next Wednesday, is freshman orientation, and it's still like a day to set up our classroom. All the parents come around and meet the teachers for the incoming freshmen, which I teach English 1 for both jumpstart students and incoming freshmen. So I'll definitely have a lot of kids coming around asking if they need supplies, stuff like that. Um, and then everybody comes back on a Thursday this year, which I'm very excited about. Not too bad about that. So everybody shows back up on the 7th, and then we just run like a scalded ape.
Ride it out.
Yeah, yeah. Like they sent out a paper like first progress reports to do September blah blah blah. I'm like, hold up, we ain't even started. I already got a plan for first the
I
first
don't even know what
progress report.
I don't know what our baseline is. How am I supposed to know what progress is?
I don't even have my login information for my J campus yet. How the hell am I supposed to put grades in? I had a student graduate last year. He was one of the first students I ever met. Him and his mom walked in very first orientation I was ever in. He comes to me. He doesn't say hello. He doesn't say nice to meet you. he grabs my hand, shakes it, and says, "Do you give homework?" I said, "I try not to, but if you have homework, you have to get it done." He's like, "Oh, fine." And he walked out, and his mom's like, "He's not usually like this." Well, he actually, right before school ended, he came to me. He said, "Miss Franks, I got my cell phone. I got to show you something, but you can't take my phone." Okay, he says, "Come here, come look." He got his phone. Got his phone and showed me his acceptance letter to Southern University, and I was like, "Yeah!" So it was very full circle with him. He was one of my very first babies.
That's
Last year's
awesome.
graduating, last year's graduating class was my first class of freshmen. So
Oh,
like
wow.
day after graduation, I was hoarse. My voice was gone. The phone was full, the voice was gone, and the kids that was still there was like, "Miss Franks, what happened?" Like, "I don't know. Just sit down and be quiet."
We're going to watch a movie today. Hey, there we go. We know what the secret is.
You guys ever saw Step Brothers? It's fun.
Yeah, I guess you guys are kind of constrained to what you can show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I screwed up not last school year, but the year before. I taught a class called Tech Writing A, and which is like incoming freshmen. It was originally created because in 2020, March of 2020, they said, "Y'all go home for 2 weeks," and then we never went back. So, so Tech Writing A was originally created to fill in that gap for the students who went home that March and never came back. So I taught, that's all incoming freshmen, and I taught that two years ago. I was the only Tech A teacher on campus, and our last unit was Anne Frank, Diary of Anne Frank, and we had to watch the movie Diary of Anne Frank. That was fine. We get to like the last week of school where like you don't really have a lesson plan, you don't really have a class. So I was like, well, I want to be on topic. So I went to Teacher Pay Teachers, as we do, and I downloaded a little thing. Come here. I downloaded a little thing to teach. I'm trying to use the box to balance it on. I downloaded a worksheet and everything for the movie Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Oh no.
No.
Because that's topical, that's on topic. So if you want to know, if you don't want to know how the movie Boy in the Striped Pajamas ends, go ahead and hit mute and count to 10. Now, nobody told me that the kid dies in a concentration camp. Oh my god! I'm at my desk just, oh my god, did that just happen? And my students are like, "Yeah, we watched this last year in junior high." I was like, "You could have told me." And they're like, "Spoiler alert, Miss Franks, we didn't want to we didn't want to ruin it for you."
Oh no.
And then I did more research into it, and there's like so much backlash. Like, "Please don't show this to your class." Like, screw the class! Don't show it to me.
Oh my god. That that
It was
That's why
it was
trigger
horrible.
warnings are useful on books.
Yeah, like, trigger warning. We're gonna rip your soul off of your kneecaps. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You can tell, right?" And all the kids are like, "No."
Man.
I will admit, though,
that
I miss my babies.
that reminds me of I have a number of buddies and friends that have been in the rehab process, and not the main point of the story. The one of them told me that so in the facility they were in, they went like every Wednesday was you could leave campus and you could go do a movie or something else like that, yada yada. So the movie that they took a bunch of recovering alcoholics to go see was A Star Is Born. I don't familiar with the end of A Star Is Born, but Suffice to say, it is not an inspirational story to people in the midst of recovery themselves.
I just see them getting back to their next AA meeting. So what did we learn?
Nothing's
Nothing
gonna
good.
work, I guess.
Sponsors.
Yeah. First you pee yourself and then you die. That's and you know that happens in 3 of the 4 versions of that film.
I
Really?
didn't even know there were 4.
I didn't know that either.
There's one starring Judy Garland. Then there's one starring Bette Midler and Chris Christopherson. That's the one where he doesn't kill himself. He just leaves.
Maybe that's the one they saw in theater. I don't know.
Doubt it. It's still not great. Like, and then there's Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper one. And then there's another one that's even older than the Judy Garland one. I cannot
Okay.
for the life of me remember who's in that one.
I did not know that.
I had no idea. I knew about 2 of them, but that was it.
Yeah.
I knew about one.
Helps if I could spell the word born, because I just spelled it B-O-E-N, and that's Bowen. Okay, so there's Stars Born with Gaga and Cooper in 18. There's a Stars Born in 76 with Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson. There's a Stars Born in 1954 with Judy Garland and James Mason. And then the first one is a Stars Born in 1937 with Janet Gaynor and Frederick March. And then for some reason they showed me the yeah, and then for some reason they're also showing me the Star is also a Son from 2019 with Anais Lee. I have no idea why.
Maybe it's part of the same cinematic universe.
Maybe. A Star is Born, and it's a son.
That's,
I don't know. I didn't see that.
That's my favorite. That's been my favorite, like, running joke about, like, with all the birth of cinematic universes in the last 10 years. It's all the trilogies of movies that have nothing to do with each other, but they just sound like they belong together.
I think the best example of that is actually something people mistake for a trilogy. And you know that movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's also A Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More. While those 3 movies are similar and they all have Clint Eastwood playing that kind of character,
Mm-hmm.
they actually have nothing to do with each other.
Really?
They're all their own independent film. You don't have to watch one to understand the others.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I really like movies like that, though. You know, that can be watched in a trilogy or in a series or whatever. Books as well, but don't have to be read in any sort of order or, you know.
Yeah.
That almost reminds me. I miss that era of, or that kind of format of storytelling. That was my. I mean, in a way, it was similar to like a Hardy Boys. Like, not in that they're all standard. Yes, they are characters that you've seen before, but like if you miss the last one, you're not going to be completely off. There's something about a continuation of the characters. You're there for the character appeal and the setting they're in. It's like Magic Treehouse.
Or Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, perfect one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe the Babysitter's Club. Like, you never saw the same babysitter in every book, and you didn't have to read this one to understand that one. But you got the idea. You got the. Every once in a while, I'm pretty sure there was a character would come back and be like, "Hey, da 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 da." Hey, I remember you from a few books ago. You have nothing to do here. Get out.
Yeah,
they weren't hinged on the back of the other.
Yeah. That's an interesting difference from where we're at now with a lot of things, where so much hinges on the development of the previous one. And I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. I love a continuing story, but it feels like there was a switch from those kind of stories allowing old characters to appear in the background to, okay, now when the old character appears, it's kind of front and center. You know, there's less of a balance now when you're moving into new territory. It's a lot of trying to drag old with it.
Yeah. See, I read a series. I didn't finish it because it kind of turned into smut, and that's just not my thing. Um,
Stupid name.
it's called the Lark Cove series by Devney Perry. And I think there's like or 4 or 5 books, but the first one like follows 2 characters, and then the second one follows these background characters, and the first 2 characters are in the book, but now they're background characters. And then the
Okay.
third book, same thing, like it follows this random third character, and the other 4 characters are in the background now. Which I was I just finished re-listening to the first one because it's like wholesome. It's a good thing to listen to
Yeah.
on my hour-and-a-half ride. Um, and I finished listening to it, and I was like, I can write a lot better than this. Why am I listening to something that
I love a spite right. Oh my god.
I just there's a part in the first book where the characters get engaged, and I just wrote a scene in my book where the characters get engaged, and the entire time I'm listening to it, I was like, where's the passion? What do you mean? And it's just like, will you marry me? Yes. Like, what? That's not how it goes.
Where's the
You're gonna
build?
see this man in 2 weeks, and you're just gonna be like, yes. What?
You gotta make it work for it. At least start with a maybe.
Right?
I got a lot
Like,
on
we have
right
a
now,
lot to
man.
talk about. Maybe I
Yeah.
haven't seen you in 2 weeks. Maybe we should wait.
What's your middle name? I don't. Cletus.
Yeah.
All right, no, we can't do this. I can't be having little Jethro Cletus Jr. That ain't. I'm assuming his middle name is Cletus. Yeah. Like, why didn't y'all work out? His middle name is Cletus. We can't.
Say no more.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would probably do something like that.
That would be a cute.
Hey, we don't choose
nickname,
our
though.
names. It's not fair.
Yeah. It would be a cute nickname though, while you're pregnant, to call the baby Cletus the fetus. You don't know yet.
Well, so I've been trying to convince my wife if we ever, I mean, I don't know what our likelihood is, but if we ever have a son, I asked if we could call him Cassius, and she looked at me like I'm insane, and I know that's ridiculous, but then I said, okay, we can call him Cassius, and then his nickname when he's a baby is Young Money.
Oh! I want to have my sons, all their names, I want to give them the back half of that name. Like, your son is Liam, which is the back half of William.
Uh-huh.
I actually recently learned that, Patrick, your name can be done like that. Have a kid named Trick.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard of people calling their son Patrick, calling him Trick. My favorite example is from the show Shameless. Lip. His name is Philip.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
They call him Lip.
The little guy from that 70s show, Topher Grace. Topher is short for Christopher. It's the back half of Christopher.
Oh,
I did not. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Xander is the back half of Alexander. There's quite a few more. I have like a running list, and me and Mom, I'll find one and be like, add it to the list. She's like, it's on the list. And I want to name my daughters after flowers. Or if I have twins, my grandmother's mother's name was Hazel. My grandfather's mother's name was Mabel, so I want to have Mabel and Hazel.
Aw,
Nice.
sweet.
And then the rest are flowers. So I don't know. Just a thought. And I swore I'd never say that, so now all my friends are gonna have like flower children. I want you to meet my son, Zeal. Come here. Zazel. Okay, time to go.
Beelzebub, get over here.
We call him Bubby for short. The twins, Bub and Fur.
So
my next fish.
I think that's an interesting point to talk about, though, is names, naming conventions, that kind of stuff. I've always found that to be a particularly difficult part about writing. I don't know about you guys, but both in naming what I'm writing and then coming up with character names themselves, because I don't know if I'm just throwing something at a wall and hoping it sticks, or
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it just doesn't feel right. You spend a little bit of time with the character, and then you don't feel like you exactly nailed it. What do you guys? How do you guys go about that? Do you do placeholders or?
Yeah.
I'll let you go
So
first, sir.
so a lot of my stories, like the one I'm working on now, the main characters are Theo, which is short for Theodore, Ivy, and Savannah. Um, and Savannah did not have a name for the longest time. And then Ivy did not have a name for the longest time. I just knew that I wanted the name Theo in there. And so whenever I was writing, I would just put random names in there. Like I would like go on Google and be like, "What's a cute girl name?" And then I would just put random names and then I would reread it, and whatever sounded best, I would keep that one, and then I would, you know, hold on.
For our listening audience, I'll be interpreting Sarah's lips. Say that on YouTube.
My son's out there too. Uh,
I
he
know
was
what his first one's gonna
he
be.
was worth it.
his first word was tractor. So
Oh, good. But his second word, though, it rhymes with.
no, I just like
Did he just yell "shut up"? Oh my god, I love your son. Okay.
it was perfect timing.
That's our son now. He's part of the podcast. We raising this baby. I ain't giving you no
Hey.
child support though. This was volunteer.
But yeah, I just like throw names in there and then whatever seems best, that's what I stick with until I find a name that I don't know, makes the most sense. Like for a while Savannah's name was Cassandra, which just doesn't it just didn't fit her.
Yeah.
Like they would call her Cass and it's like no, Theo would not call her
No.
Cass. No.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think if you have a solid main character with a name and like a background and all of that, then writing or even just reading through that main character's point of view, you can kind of like tweak and perfect the names of the other characters. I don't know. That's my 2 cents about it.
I do a lot of fantasy work, so I
Hmm.
tend to go to like fantasynamegenerator.com, and like it generates these names based on race, location, things like that. When I say race, I don't mean like black, white, Asian. I mean like elf, orc.
Right. No,
uh, yeah, you can go with like Asian names,
like ethnic group.
African names, yeah, ethnic groups. But like usually, I'll see something I like and I'll tweak it. Like I had a character, she was a witch, and they recommended some weird long scuba dooba fuba dooba name. It got shortened to like sis or something like that. Like I'll change it. I'll change it to where it fits into my style. Cause
Yep.
like I'm not a high Valerian writer. That's not George R. R. Martin. I'm not making a whole new language. I'm not
Yeah,
that good. Like, I can sit here and blah 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 all day. That's fine. But when it comes to reading and stuff like that, I want my readers to be able to understand it.
Right. Yeah. I think
And
that's
I can't help them understand it if I don't understand it.
right.
yeah.
So yeah. So like my names, I also have a lot of stuff on Pinterest that's just like gothic baby boy names, gothic baby girl names, whimsical names, like.
Yeah.
But I don't like to give those names to characters. Like if I had to pick a whimsical name, I'm not gonna give it to a whimsical character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're all born a blank slate, you know? Like
Yeah.
just because she's named Daisy don't mean she's gonna pick daisies, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I get it. No, that's an odd sentiment that like a lot of fantasy falls into, where it's like, oh,
yeah.
their trope is their name.
Yeah. Like like, well, hello there. Cheats on him, but still winds up with his brother. How are you today?
Like,
It's
or
very much. It's very much like that joke from I think it's not Sandalwood. What's that movie? Silkwood, where the guy's like the young brave goes up to the chief and he's like, Chief, how do you name the babies? And he's like, well, once the child is born, if I walk out of the teepee and snow is gently falling, I'll name the baby Snow Gently Falling. If I walk out of the teepee and the sun's high in the sky, I'll name the baby Sun in the Sky. By the way, two dogs fucking, why do you ask?
yeah, it's it. I always love to when it's a poorly written kind of trope where it's like, oh, do you think we can negotiate with General Skull Crusher? It's like, well, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's very much the name came after the idea. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of like I have a character named Charlie, and I've written for him. I've written a few different pieces for him, and every piece I've written for Charlie has been Charlie. But
Hmm.
like if I tried to build a character and then you come up with the name after, it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not writing for this character. I'm writing for this trope. I'm writing for Skull Crusher 9000. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually had a character that in the first book I wrote, manuscript that I wrote, it was the character started as male, and it was like the first name was like Andrew or something, and it was based on just that was kind of a placeholder. That was a friend I had when I was growing up, and it's like okay. And then as I continued writing and kept going back to edit the prologue, I kept thinking, name doesn't fit. Name change the name to Charlie actually. So and that was interesting, but and I still hadn't gotten
oh,
too
you
far.
got more than I did.
And I had gotten not too far in the story, and then I realized that Charlie did work as a name, but the character wasn't right either. And so Charlie just became female instead, and for some reason that was like, oh, okay, that was kind of it was a process where it was kind of like chiseling out the what you wanted from the character, both in the name and the character themselves. And that turned out to be one of my favorite characters to write, just because I was like, okay, that it really locked in once I figured out the name. And so
Yeah.
I see it both ways. I think I can play around at the beginning a little bit where I'm not sure, but once I've gotten quarter of the way through what I'm working on, I want to have most of them locked in, at least the main cast. Um,
Yeah.
and I do find that like you, Frankie, writing fantasy, it's you want there to be cohesive rules at the very least. You don't want to just to
Yeah.
be, unless you're writing a pure fairy tale, which you can, that you don't want a
Right.
Princess Buttercup. You want, someone that
Yeah.
their name sounds like someone at least that's similar to all the other people they're interacting with. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Like
super hard
there's Frank
sometimes.
and Bill. There's Frank and Bill and Arthur, the greatest man to ever walk, and Craig and Chris.
Yeah.
Ironically, Craig is in a wheelchair. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'll
In the
cut
story
that.
I'm writing, there is a scene where like Theo meets Ivy's parents, and I had such a hard time coming up with her family because I hadn't really done much of like character development with her because the story wasn't really about her at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um I was just kind of letting the main character develop her through his eyes, but I realized in that chapter she was so important, and her family was going to be so important down the road. So then I had to start like, okay, what would like, let's start with her parents. What are her parents' names? If her name is Ivy, what are they going to name their other kids? Well, like, all of them have to make sense with the last name. They have to make sense with where they're from. They have to, like, it's like a whole, like, society that you have to create just
Yeah.
to make sure that
There's nothing
everything is
worse than when a
cohesive.
character's first name doesn't match their last name.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
so
I
Well,
didn't sign up for this.
I I think it's a weird it's weird to say you have to realize it after writing for a while, but you do. You come to the realization that, oh crap, there aren't any unimportant characters. Like every single one has to be thought out. You can't, because if you have one that's lazy, people can tell. I mean, they can tell if it's just that's the plot device guard or that's the friend that's going to die early on. That's we've all seen that before. We don't. I think that's what separates good from great quality.
Yeah, and if you do have a character that's just there, you're wasting page and you're wasting your reader's time. If they
Yeah.
add nothing to the overall story, then you can cut them. Just give
Yeah.
their lines to someone else, or don't
Hmm.
give them lines. Make them an inner
Right.
monologue. I don't know. Like there's
Yeah.
so many things you can do rather than, hey, look, Bill's on the sofa again. La, 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 la. Like no one
Yeah.
cares that Bill's on the sofa. Like
Yeah.
give Bill something to do, and you can't. You also have to kind of plan out that sort of thing. Like if he is a crap character, like if you do have a Bill that just hangs out, that whole ex machina thing, like he swoops in at the end of the story and saves the day. Like I've been here all along. Like no, you haven't. You've been high. You still have geodust on your face, man. God, guys,
Yeah.
you're not in the podcast. Be quiet. I'm talking about birds.
Yeah. And
That's something that I would love to figure out how to do is a mastermind background character, but I know that my writing is not up to par. Like I love that reveal, but it's so hard to do well and feel earned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because like,
especially when it's not in that person's point of view. If it's
Mhm.
in, if that person is for the longest time just a side character, and then at the end it's like, ha ha ha, I'm here. It
I'm secretly God.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
so difficult.
yeah.
Yeah,
I hate when you get the reaction to that, and it's like, okay, like,
yeah.
like that doesn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Can I
guess.
skip a page? Is there a page
Wow.
missing?
Wow. You jumped the shark in chapter 15. Woohoo!
I guess this might as well happen now.
Right.
the one of the best piece of advices I got about that sort of thing. It's not necessarily character related, but talking about how there are no small or there are no unimportant scenes. Someone came into the novel writing class I was taking in college. It was a published author, and we were just talking about their process. And the piece of advice she gave to me after reading some of my writing was stuff like games between characters are super easy to tie into overall themes if you mention them like throughout. So you mentioned a game of poker at the beginning of a story. Okay, the game should never just be about the game. That game of poker is the character learning things about either the people they're around or their own habits, something like that. And you can tie that, not even, you don't have to bring the game back into it later on in the story, but you can bring the lessons from that experience, and that very small, could be a 2-page scene, but it could have a really good payoff if you seed it well.
Yeah. Yeah, like knowing someone's tells when they're lying or bluffing.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing that back in whenever the character realizes that they're lying. Yeah, that's really good advice.
Even if it's like something smutty, they could be playing strip poker or something. Like it has to
Yeah.
add to the story. Sorry, I work there. I'm just,
No,
but like it has. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like now that we're on the topic of smut, not to get off it, I feel so strongly about smut.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the workshop after dark begins now.
No, now we need a Patreon for that. Come on.
I was just about to say, join our Patreon. But no, like I feel like in so many books, there's these smutty scenes that add literally nothing. It's just like, oh, We slept together. We slept together on the kitchen counter. We slept together on the couch. We slept together inside of the washing machine. It's like it doesn't matter. Like, what is this about?
Yeah.
There's no plot.
Unless that's used as a way to describe why the character doesn't like homemade ham sandwiches, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah,
Unless
like,
it's from a purely pornographic standpoint, then it has no.
yeah.
It does it add anything? I don't read a lot of smut. I've only ever read one smut trilogy. It was called Stockholm Syndrome, and it was about the two dudes in the Mighty Boosh. It was pretty great, but but like but like I don't read a lot of that, so I don't really know like what most of the tropes are.
See, my problem
I
is
know.
the free books on Audible, which is
Mhm.
I have a 3-hour commute every day. So of course I'm going to be listening to audiobooks every day. All the free
Smut
books
it up, baby.
are smut. So I'm like, "Oh, this sounds really good. Oh, it's about a stalker who rapes this person with a gun." Ahaha.
The
I'm
end.
I'm serious. That is
Jesus.
a real book that I read.
I can hear the woman on there now. Like, you've been listening to Boom Boom Wagadoon by John Jorgensen. Free on Audible, because who would pay for this shit?
Uh, yeah,
Thank you for listening to Audible.
I'm not. There is room for it in literature for sure, but it's just. I think that one of the earliest things I read when I was in school, like that was it was a series called "How to Read, Write, Blah Blah Blah, Literature Like a Professor," and one of them talks about sex, and it's basically when the scene is about sex, it isn't really about sex. And when it's not about sex is when it's really about and that sounds really counterintuitive, but to me, like going off of Sarah's point, the things that get me invested in characters' relationships are not how hot they both are and how hot they both look when they're like stretched out inside the washing machine. It just that doesn't. But it's one character notices something about the other that they hadn't before. Okay, now it's about sex in that sense. You know, it's
Yeah.
there's something to be said about the slow burn.
Yeah, and see
Yeah.
me when I write characters who are eventually going to hook up, I've developed this thing where I skip it. I don't write the sex scene
Yeah.
because that's the part I don't like. I've heard it called sexplanation, where
Yeah.
like it's
Ah.
done mostly in like films. They did it in the movie uh not 40-Year-Old Virgin. They may have done it in that one, but the one Knocked Up. There's
Oh,
literally
yeah.
like 3 scenes where they're having sex and they're talking, giving you important plot points in the conversation with Katherine Heigl and Seth Rogen naked. I don't want to see either one of those people naked. Like,
Dude, they did that. They did that in freaking Oppenheimer. Like,
I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
Is that an Oppenheimer?
they did it in Oppenheimer. There's a scene with the freaking Bhagavad Gita and some woman's naked in it. I was like, I don't see that this was necessary.
Yes, now that is the bomb. Show me
Like,
your Oppenheimer.
everyone
I
knows
can't.
what he said, but no one knew that he was having sex when he thought about it. I guess I don't know.
That would really change a lot of movies. Like, oh, let them eat cake. No, fuck, no.
Like,
But like they can skip the sex scenes because anything that's in my head or in anybody else's head is gonna be 150 times dirtier than whatever they're allowed to show in mainstream media.
Right.
You know, and that's why I always skip it in my writing because other people have dirtier thoughts than me. They
Yeah,
can
you
fill in
know
that
what's
bubble.
gonna happen. Just like
Yeah,
it doesn't
you,
have to be
I'll
you're
put
spelled out.
I'll put the explanation of everything, the exposition, where people are actually able to function, not in the throes of passion. Like, there's no need
Right.
there. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
like
I think
Yeah,
it's
and when
it's
I go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think it's yeah, if once you write a full on sex scene in your work, you're kind of accepting that your work is one genre and it's also erotica. Like it is
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very awkward to write it. It's also very awkward to read it, and because I come from a background with a lot of circle workshopping, it's very
Mm-hmm.
awkward to sit there in silence and have people tear it to bits. Like, well, my toes don't curl when that happens, so this is unrealistic.
Oh my.
No one's actually that big.
Yeah. Like, why is there a clown in a barrel in the corner of the room? I don't understand what's happening. Like, man, if you don't go to the rodeo, that's your problem.
I could not imagine workshopping an erotica piece. I wouldn't be able to take it seriously.
I want to be a fly on the wall for when the first time somebody read 50 Shades of Grey and they were like, this needs to be a movie! Like,
Yeah.
that was definitely not workshopped because there was no consent. That was abuse. There, I said it. It was abuse.
Come after me, whoever wrote 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Some chick pretending to have a dude's name. She did a J.K. Rowling, I think, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean it's the first initial last name shtick.
Yeah. L. Ron Hubbard or something? Who was it?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Let's continue that misinformation. Okay, how do you as a believer acknowledge that yes, this man has wrote science fiction, but he also wrote the truth? Like where do you
The truth is stranger than fiction. Just ask. Huh?
What's
It's E.L. James.
Yeah.
Oh, E.L. James. Yeah. That's actually an acronym. Extremely large James. Well, guys, we have officially reached the 1 hour mark. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Just a little friendly reminder about the upcoming week's, not progress report. That's the wrong conversation. What was it? Writing prompt. That's the one. All right. So our writing prompt this week is write a poem about the woods and include a mushroom. All right. So you could be a mushroom walking through the woods. You could be in the woods eating mushrooms. You could be post mushroom under a tree going, I see the woods. I don't. It doesn't matter.
That one will be fun.
Yeah. I won't drink on this one. I'll just go for it. I will give you guys a drink for the next for one if you don't want to do it. He's like, I choose drink. We'll play truth or drink. So write or drink. All right. Well, it was lovely to speak with you guys this week. I will see you both next week. Goodbye, my lovely listeners. We love you, I think. Do we? Do we love them
Yes,
this week?
we love you.
Yes? We love you? Okay.
As a friend.
I'm married.
Yeah,
So.
I'm single. I live at. Okay, I'm not gonna dox myself. All right. All right, y'all have a good week. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.